when you think, one of the things you and I have texted about a lot is kind of this double standard where the operator, the guys that are the enlisted the enlisted guys, the guys going out kicking indoors, they open their mouth, they say something, they're a villain, they're a bad guy, they get PNG'd, they get kicked out. But if you're an admiral and you write a New York Times bestseller book and you get a CNN job and you get $1 million a year board seat at Boeing, that's totally fine. So explain the hypocrisy of how that works.
If you're a guy that persecutes, operators for doing the things that, right, you don't care whether it's respectful or disrespectful. Well, when you're active duty, you can't do those things anyways, right? But there has been some cases where guys have done some, like a commercial thing for a video game, whatever, or wrote some part of a book without getting permission, because that's what you have to do. So like I said, that's the code. It's in the policy, right? That you can't do those things. So if people do, that's like, then you deal with it, right? But it's not, it's stuff, dude. It's the brotherhood is underneath all of that always. Okay, so when those sort of bigwig type dudes go do that and are sort of like hip, then you're a hypocrite. So like, stop doing that. Right. So as well as we shouldn't be doing those things when we're active duty, neither should they. I've seen so many, times where a commander or an admiral or general or whatever was like, oh, hey, we've got some like high net worth dudes coming to visit the command or something for some reason. And I'm going to go tell them, I'm going to go give them it's not even a story. It's a brief. It's a debrief about something we're doing or something we did. I'm like, that's it too, So that's part of the whole solution that I'm so anxious to get to for all of the stuff.
Well, real quick before we dive into that, because it goes back to what you were talking about, watching the movies, writing the books, and all that stuff. After the Bin Laden raid, I don't know if you know this, you might, some of the audience probably doesn't. I spoke with a CIA official. She openly talked about how they brought in members from Red Squadron that were on that raid to meet with the filmmakers to tell them what had happened so they could make a movie about it. So
no, I'm not lying. Go ahead.
How is that acceptable? But people doing podcasts, that's not.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say both aren't when you're active duty. Like, nobody should be doing a podcast when they're
right. Of course, I'm saying after the right.
But yeah, after the fact, and if that happened during, like right after, like, it's even worse. So I just it's just like there, yeah, clean that up. There's just I honestly don't look into a lot of these things. I'm so busy with my things. I loosely follow different things going on and guys, and I have a close circle of friends I do stuff with, and I know about, I know their lives. But in that instance, I didn't really know that happened. Even to this day, I thought that maybe somebody went and like snuck off and consulted or something like that. But it doesn't. My point is that it's just fucking stuff, dude.